to do. Sanyamis, are you there? Saryamis. Frank KE, are you there?
In the feed, including
Wait, Saryamis, are you there? Dan Kiche. Yes. Frank KE, are you there? All right, let's move on. Many people
in the feed, including
jump in here. Rogers Willis. Wait, Saryamis, are you there? Dan Kiche. Yes. Frank KE, are you there? All right, let's move on. Many people
in the feed, including
jump in here.
Hi, Kibe.
Who is this? Rogers Willis. Saryamis, are you there? Who is this? I can't see who's talking. There are like 2 or 3 of you. Yes. Frank KE, are you there? All right, let's move on. Okay, Muxi. Kirui, just mute your mic, huh?
in the feed, including
Jump in here. All right, go ahead, Muxi.
Hi, Kibe. Yeah, so like
who is this?
I just want to speak to
Rogers Willis. Saryamis, are you there?
Like
who is this? I can't see who's talking.
Why do we hate ourselves? Like,
Frank KE, are you there?
For someone else.
All right, let's move. Okay, Muxi. Kirui, just mute your mic, huh?
in the feed, including
it comes from.
All right, go ahead, Muxi.
Hi, Kibe. Yeah, so like you're looking at
who is this?
I just want to speak to behavior.
Rogers Willis. Saryamis, are you there? Who is this? I can't see who's
Why
talking.
do we hate ourselves? Like Gen X.
Frank KE, are you there?
For someone
All
else.
right, let's move. Okay, Muxi. Kirui, just mute your mic, huh?
It's come materialistic.
All right, go ahead, Muxi.
So like materialistic, yeah. And so such a person unapata like they are like driven by status, brands, that they want to have it like good and nice for themselves. So unapata, and then these people, they grew up in an era where like wako wengi kwa family. So you find kama like you have 10 siblings, right? So that would automatically make you like kind of competitive, or like just mko, and those siblings wars, kuna beef too, kuna mabeef. So now to their children, like keep pass down that kind of upbringing, right? Although now for millennials, you find that now in that study they were saying that these are globalistic people, like they were just questioning, because sometimes when growing up you ask your kid like mbona is funny, like that doesn't make sense at all, right? So the people who are questioning, right? So unapata sasa now you could grow up with such competitive parents, right? So hata chuo unapata tu just compare who alipata, what did your friend get. So you find like you're always like competing unknowingly, right? So and what does that translate to? Like just people not, I mean, you being you kind of doubting yourself or questioning, like just that, I mean, that frustration of competition. So now you don't even feel good for, instead of being a team player for this other guy, unasema mbona si mimi, because now you're naturally wanting to compete, or feeling like you can do it better, or like why, instead of being happy. And even though when growing up, before this Gen Z's, we used to call it hating, yeah. Even at a Prezo Limba, my fans now penda war. So as in that hating started a long time ago. So now in these socials now it becomes rage. I mean, people will always say something, but now it becomes rage. Now even a good cause, that kind of self-hate or self-competition or that view, now people are not even focusing on the correct issues. Ni mbona huyu sasa, mbona yeye ndo alihost space, ama mbona like instead of focusing on the like mbona wewe ndo una collect pesa, like just so unapata now that is unakuwa distracted. So, now this person and now you see even to an extent where other people now become judge, unakuwa judge kwa case hata una story as in hata you don't know nothing about, wewe unasema tu because una feel kama ni kama tunazisikia kusema, so unakuwa hata non-factual, right? Just because now una like ni kama saa mna compete ama mna hate, and which is not a good mentality that you need to have. Should always like mbona tu tusipendane, mbona tusikuwe happy, mbona focus on the correct things together. So now even my view for this whole thing, for me, I went even 2 days. I think the first week I went for both, and I was there with my bro. Like I was hata alikuwa sijui huko parliament, me I was down sides Koinange. Okay, and of course the view was kama our representatives hawataki kusikia our cries, and we are the ones who can exercise our right directly. And I mean, if umepatia msee job ya kurepresent na where he works unajua na amekataa kurepresent, so tena huko mwambie wewe cheki haufanyi job kwa nini. So that's why I mean what will end up kusema then let's tell them what we need from you to do. So now the next step is, I mean, in their job, after they pass something, it goes to the president to assent to it, isn't it? So wakasema sasa tumeshaenda kwa MP kwa mali wako na hawajarusikia, so what is the next step? See then you guys tuende basi kwa mdosi. But then the cops were like ruthless on people, I mean, who are peaceful. I mean, we lost lives. Even, I mean, almost, I don't know the number, 30, okay? So people are wondering, well, if these guys were just trying to just tell them to do the right thing, or tumaliza hivi, so your idea state out, tutafika kweli. So now, and it's normal to people to like question, hey guys, are you sure like lives won't be lost again, or like this? There is this, I mean, this whole threats and all those things. So the person, pana, hey, it might not be a very, because we want to be hard, but then we don't want to lose our people also. So toka sema pana basi, sawa basi, tuna kawaida will pass by there. So some people went to just pass by. Then now that's when now other things came about, the goon story. Okay, and then so now then people are saying, basi what's the other idea? Si basi ni dialogue ati task force. Hiyo task force hiyo itafanya kazi yote. Ni dialogue, then dialogue si hatutaenda huko basi. Mwambia kama sana, mwambie akuje atushow ama akuje tumulize. And that's what, like, I mean it's just like, maybe for me it felt like almost going to State House, because like all the, I mean, the things you were saying, at least they've been heard directly. So you didn't go there because of course the security issue, but then at least you got your voices heard. So now the next step for you to do is just make sure that whatever you want done is going to be done. But now it's just now people are now not focusing on that good move. They want to blame each other. They want to call each. I mean, but it's really, I mean, again, you've moved from your MP going to talk to I mean those people himself, to you being able to voice your needs directly. Na umesikizwa na hata amesema okay, so now I'll do it on Tuesday. So I mean, but then the same issues we're talking about, to like tear each other apart. Then some people look at things different. Apana, see, it's not no, because this person now. Yeah. But to make them far, even from the 90s, you can remember. Kwa time hata aungejibu karao bila kupigwa bare. To time mpaka unaweza itakuambia prezo we come ndo nikushow. That's nice. Okay. Yeah. So now, yeah, that's my thoughts on the discussion. So we just need to find yeah, we don't need to be in competition. We bring each other up. That's how we're going to like even bring change to our own country as we work like come on, my bro. Okay, and then now the other maybe last item maybe I could just talk about before I maybe give the mic out is this concept. So if you can read a book on economic development by Tadoro. So there's a page. I mean, there's a section of development theory, economic development theory, and this is so. And there are two theories there. So the first theory is the false paradigm theory, and the second theory is the dualism theory. So in that false paradigm theory, so they're trying to argue that sometimes development or underdevelopment could be brought about by well-meaning but often uninformed consultants or organizations that would want that are applying models or theories, the theories of development without understanding the context of that particular country. And I mean that theory could be true if you think about it, because I mean those reports are written by people from all these big organizations, all those consulting companies saying these things, but then these people maybe sometimes they're expatriates from a different context where like that level of taxation would practically or theoretically work. Then if you extend it to an African country, it probably wouldn't work, but then they are suggesting that it would because they don't understand that context clearly. They won't interact with that context well. But that's why anaishi maybe Itisuru, they probably don't interact with people from slum areas or just see things on the ground. So that was the first theory. So application of wrong development models by mostly foreign experts who don't understand the clear context of
Max, Maliza. Finish your thoughts.
Yeah, and then lastly, sorry. So I was just trying to finish. Yeah, is the dualistic theory. Kwa hiyo theory nasema sometimes just accept like there's always a bigger country and a smaller country. So you don't like have to grow like let's tukua dual carriage toka Mombasa hadi Nairobi as the developed countries, and yet we have other issues we need to deal with, like the Linda Mama program, all those other social issues we need to deal with. So if we understand our poverty, just let's work within our means. Let the rich ideas be for the rich, as we will be okay and grow at our own space. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Magzi. And that's a very good point, that you cannot take the ideas from one locale and take them and implement them somewhere else. That's why I don't see like NGOs should exist. We need to do away with all the NGOs in the country, because NGOs is somebody else's mind coming into our society or into our community and trying to change those people based on what they think they know about those people living in their own community. Since the beginning of Kibera as a slum, Kibera has continued to grow and the number of NGOs has continued to grow. Kibera is a set. If you get rid of the NGOs, Kibera will wither away and die within maybe 10, 15 years. Economically, Kibera cannot sustain itself without the NGOs. You know that. Kibera has to grow. It has to grow out of whatever it is. It's dead center in the heart of the city. How can it continue being that way? It doesn't make sense. So Kibera is being sustained by the NGOs who come in and they look at the problems people have. So the problems of any society cannot be solved by people from outside. So you cannot go build roads, God knows where, thinking that roads are their problem. Roads are not their problem. But those problems can only be sorted out by the people who live there. Those are the people who know what their real problems are. And the pace at which those problems are also going to be sorted. Because sometimes you go and you bring in all these big developments in a rural village somewhere that does not need that. And then now you bring in the hyenas. And the hyenas come and they ravage everything. So the local economy is ravaged, decimated. Those guys who used to slaughter a goat once a week and go sell the hide, now that is no longer economically viable, because the person who used to buy the hides now he has to have a license, and now the hides have to go to the big company. I hope you get what I'm saying. But yeah, good convo. Maximora, what do you want to say?
Thank you, Kibe. Now, I'll start by apologizing to one of our heroes, Kipchoge. I think as Kenyans, we tarnished his name the wrong way. And knowing that Kipchoge is actually very international. He's a GOAT, somebody who has earned his name as a Kenyan athlete. Now, on the matters that are affecting us, one of the problems that we are having currently is the logistics, the MPs and voters. These people, instead of working for us as Kenyans, they have been compromised to a level where they work for the president, but they don't work for the Kenyans. Now, you cannot tell me that we woke up very early in the morning, back 2022, to go vote for someone to represent our ideas, for someone to play key roles that will bring developments or that will earn Kenyans moderate living. But these people, they're actually working against the people instead of working for the people. Now, this thing we call the CDF, I don't understand the reason as to why an MP should be giving bursaries to the institution or to students, whereas the government can actually take that money and pay directly to the schools. Now, one of the places where we are losing money as a country is because this money is passing through a lot of hands, because the government gives this money to the MP. This MP has his own committee and the people whom they are going to eat with this money before it gets to the real common mwananchi. So I believe some of these things, they are better off done away with. Let us make this money go directly to the institutions. Why can the government have a platform where they are able to monitor all the companies, all the organizations working in the country, such that we can have a system that is working where the companies or the organizations can be posting maybe any kind of job opportunities, which can help us absorb students as they come from the university. Whereas the government has the numbers of people who are graduating a certain year, the medics, you have the numbers of the lawyers that you are going to have. These kind of things from both the private and the government organizations, to a point where all these numbers, we have the job opportunities posted in that website. We also have the numbers of people who have graduated. You know, not all people like the formal employment. Of course, we have the informal employment, and people who love doing the informal employment or creating their own job opportunities, they will never be bothered with checking those websites. But I believe when you have a working system as a country, many things will be going on. I don't understand how we can be having the county governments run the health department, the hospitals, the level 1, 2, 3, 4, and yet when you visit these hospitals, we don't have medicines. Sometimes we don't even have enough medics in these, or doctors and nurses in these hospitals. Yet we have our colleagues who are rioting, like yesterday, people demonstrating, saying the medic interns, they want to be incorporated, they want to be part of, they want to work. These are people who are telling you you want to work, but you don't want people who are working. Instead, you want people who like hoodwinking Kenyans, the MPs, people who are just earning salary for just being there. The other thing, I think we are overrepresented in terms of the administrative issues. Like, I don't understand why in a county we have the county governor, you have the senator, you have the women rep, we still have the MP and the MCA. All these hands in the Kenyan government, I think this is where money is being lost. This is where corruption is working for these politicians, because before this money for development reaches the ground, hii pesa imekulwa kabla MCA apate hii pesa ya kwenda kufanya ile tu barabara tu huko ndani ndani ama kufanya nini huko kwake, hii pesa ilipita kwa governor akakata yake, ule minister mwenye alikuwa anapea huyo MCA pesa akakata yake, kwa hiyo au CEC wa county. So all these hands in the Kenyan money, I think this is where we are losing, and this is where we are losing it. And I believe it's time we come with a system that is able to work in a more in a more direct manner, in a way that we can be able to see how things are being run in a more accountable way. Because they believe this country, the way it is right now, the number of people who are representing us as Kenyans are very many. And all these hands are there to loot. Nobody is there to work for us. The other thing, I believe, this movement, this Gen Z movement, it is heading nowhere when it is leaderless. It is something that we have to check and see, because I don't think there is something you can be able to discuss or negotiate with someone when you don't see a visible person to talk with directly, because all of us, we are here, like all of us, we are here on space, and all of us, we are speaking, all of us, we are talking, but we don't have someone to represent all these ideas, or to come out and say, this is what these people are saying. Because all of us, the million of us, we have our own ideas. We have what we stand for. We have what we believe should be done. But now, when it comes to the negotiation table, we don't have someone to stand up for us. So I think going forward is something that we need to know who should lead us. And this idea of Kenyans bringing each other down. Like the other day I saw, I think it was Khalif Kailo, he was almost being brought down. I remember sometimes back, people were clapping. When I think Kibe, you have been, I think you lost your YouTube account. People were clapping. These are Kenyans. I don't know why Kenyans will like standing for the wrong things, instead of appreciating each other, instead of wanting the best from each other, and instead of supporting each other. I believe this is the moment where we need each other. This is the moment where we need to stand up for each other. And this is the moment we need to show up this government, to show this government that we know what they are doing, and we can be able to stand up for our own rights and for to ask for what we need. Thank you, Kibe. Yes.
All right. Thank you. Who was that? That was Maura, right?
Yes, Maura.
All right. Thank you, Maura. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Kibe.
All right. Let's go to Zed Munga. Zed Munga, what do you want to say?
Hi. Okay, Kibe. Nilikuwa na swali ya kuuliza. Okay, this is to you, Kibe. Okay. Since we started the space, watu wengi wanauliza questions that don't really matter right now. Mbona people are speaking individually. Wanataka cases zitakoliwe individually. I don't know why. For me, Gen Zs they are protesting for one thing. Ruto must go. Why? Because he's on top of the hierarchy. And if he doesn't listen to us, kama ulisikia, the bill alikuwa na bribe watu MPs wafanye nini? Wa vote for yes.
So Zed,
yeah.
Zed, yeah. Settle down your thoughts and just focus on one thing, okay?
Yeah.
Settle down. Stop jumping all over the place. Just settle down on your thoughts, calm down, and settle on one thing. So don't jump all over the place. So what is that one thing that you wanted to say?
Oh, okay. The one thing that I wanted to say, nilikuwa nasema hivi. Okay. The message is clear. Ruto must go. Sijui mbona mnasema vitu mingi. Because kama yeye ndo our president, we don't have, mnasema Gen Z, we should have a leader. We already have a leader. Ruto is our leader. Nani ye most corrupt. Mbona, do you think going against Ruto is something that is very, very simple? Sio kitu mpaka wazazi wetu wameshindwa kufanya. Sahi wanatu congratulate, sisi ndo tunakufa kwa protests. So, why are you deviating? Mliona kwa protests. Tulikuwa tumeandika banners. I was there. Tulikuwa tumeandika banners. Ruto must go. Mbona mna deviate? Because this thing is going to go down the people wana deviate from the discussion. Ruto anawapeleka, anawaswe. For what? Watu walikufa. Mbona hamku take message yetu? Na it was very clear. Why? Because if you are going to play around, leo naona wanaenda kupass bill. Ruto is going to sign, sijui anaenda kusign nini. Leo watu wameamka afya center. Vitu za hanasis. Okay, it's good. But let the motion continue. Ruto must go. Kama yeye ndo on top of the hierarchy, yeye ndo anafaa kutoka. Juu yeye ndo ako most corrupt. Na if tulimchagua na alitudanganya, mbona endelee? I know it's hard kumtoa hapo. But if hatutamtoa, hakuna kitu tutafanya. Okay, it's good venye alikuja kwa space. Nilikuwa hapa Twitter. Nilikuwa naona anakuja kwa space, ana let people in, alafu anawachezea games. Nyinyi hamtaongea, yeye ataongea. This man, usidhani this man is very clever. Mtu ni mjanja sana. He knows. Ndo maana we are saying tribeless, fearless and leaderless. Because being a leader is very dangerous right now. Kama uliona watu venye walikuwa nakufa. So right now, let's not deviate from the conversation. I know it's hard to tackle this giant Ruto. Na najua powerful structure, lakini kama mtamtoa hakuna kitu mtakuwa mmesolve. Hakuna kitu mtakuwa mmesolve. Yeah, hiyo ndo tu nilikuwa nataka kusema.
Thank you, Zed. Appreciate that. Cosmos, are you there?
Yes. Yes. Good morning, Kibe. Yesterday, when we talked in the morning, and I left you with a story, and I went into SGR to travel back to Nairobi, and something happened when I was there. You are hearing me?
Hey, acha kupanic.
Hello.
We can hear you, bro.
Okay. So when I was in the SGR, I listened to some young people talking, and I could feel it. One of the things when they are talking, you feel lack of civic knowledge by the group. And listening to the last two speakers, you realize that is one of the undoing of the whole movement. The previous guy just talked about money getting lost between the governor and the MCA and the minister. When we are talking about removing the CDF, we're actually looking at a situation that is at the county level, because at the county level, the MCAs have no fund equivalent to CDF. Of course, they have been fighting for it over the years, but the Constitution, being the mother of the laws, has already cleared, and the Supreme Court has actually spoken to the same, that legislators should not be handling development money. So it doesn't happen at the county level. The county level, the MCAs, actually they have a very big problem, because most of the time they have to go and hang on those machines when they are doing the roads, so that they can be associated with the same, because they don't have funds that they can do it. So listening to that, the Gen Zs need to go down and read, so that when they're arguing their issues, they can put them into perspective. The other thing is the issue of leadership. Last night, I talked with my son, who was at Uhuru Park, and he told me that they gave a bait to the regime, and then the people, where they presented Omutata, and you could see all over the tweets, the X was full of hate from the KK bloggers asking who is Omutata and all that. And that was simply a bait. So again, I think they're also working on issue of leadership, but they wanted to see how the people will behave. But of course, one of the things is that this particular focus was not merely to take over government. They wanted the government to listen, but it is evolving to new things every day. And my third point, which I raised yesterday before I left, was the way bloggers allied to KK are funding this fire. If you see what all the communication yesterday, looking for who funded the event on Sunday, I saw Kuria, the CS. This guy, we were in the same campus. He was ahead of me, and sometimes you wonder what he has become. He's calling the DP the king of Madeira, and the type of talk that he gave. So you look at all these people, the king of Madeira, whoever the DP, has also followers. And so those followers will also join this thing. So you look at it, we find you're opening, the KK is opening directions of fire, and it will never come down. In fact, you look at this Bianca, Mutai, the things they are speaking about the whole thing. It's like they actually want Ruto to go. When you listen to them, it's like they really want Ruto to go. And that's why they are, wakiona moto inazima, wanawasha zaidi. Wakiona inaenda chini, wanawasha zaidi. And then lastly, Kibe, there is another big problem. when I went to the village, I realized the Gen Zs in the rural areas are not in tandem with the urban group. So even when we are shouting that 2027, there are chances that watarejestra kwa wingi and then they will remove Ruto. I went down to the village, I listened to the young people, and I talked to others in other areas, and I realized kama kwetu sasa huko Ukambani, unaona Gen Z kijana amevaa t-shirt huko mgongo imeandikwa Gen Z for Kalonzo. So are we in the same line when the Gen Zs in Nairobi are saying hawataki dinosaurs? So my take is that there is a lot of need for civic education among these young people, and as they proceed forward, then they might need some input from earlier generation that has always been in this fight. Because one of the big problem, and I noted yesterday, is when there's a feeling like there's nothing been happening before this particular movement. But if we have been doing things, we have been doing things, and that's why now they are able to go out in the street. Of course, there's the reincarnation of Moi, and he's going to use the same script that Moi used to deal with it. But we have been doing things that is need to be appreciated before as they move on with this movement, because we are the same people. We are the ones who are assisting. Because if my son is not working, but when he said he's going to the street, you feel it. Is he going on foot from wherever he is driving from? So we are coming out assisting our children, but all of them need to appreciate some people did some work before, and they need to give civic knowledge to the rest of the young people across the country. Thank you, Kibe. Those were my opinion this morning.
Uliona t-shirt imeandikwa Gen Z for Kalonzo?
Yes.
Allah.
So you are going to see another Gen Z for Raila. You are going to see another one Gen Z for Sifuna, because politicians are scavengers.
Interesting. Frank Kei, what do you think?
Yeah, Maze, Andrew Kibe, Maze, thank you for time. Thank you for this opportunity. First, I could like to take this opportunity to say my condolences to the family of those who lost their beloved ones. And second was Nambia to my youth, Maze. That's good. This is a good move, Maze. Let's keep up. Tuendelee tu hivyo hivyo, Maze. Hatuwezi give up. So Kibe, Maze, kuna kitu inaniuma sana, Maze, na sibambiki na hiyo story. Historia ya house levy, historia ya kata vitu yenye hakuna, Maze. Haibambi vile. So kama mabozi wanaingia mtaa saa hii, inabidi pia Maze waangalie hiyo story ya house levy sana. Alafu hii mshahara Maze unapata boy analipwa kama by then afanya mali nalipwa 10k Maze, na katoa do zingine mpaka anashindwa na baki na do ya nini. So pia Maze waangalie tu sana, Maze. Yeah, ni hiyo tu Kibe.
All right, thank you, Frank K.E. Maina, are you there? Maina Muikunu.
Yes, Kibe.
Go ahead. What's up?
Thank you, bro. First of all, I want to say that this is the revolution of the mind. And Kibe, I want to congratulate you for the movement, for the mind space area that you entered, and how much you are instrumental in bringing about a change in the men's sphere. And it pains me because many people don't give. We have a tendency of demanding and wanting blood as Kenyans. I feel like we take it too far. We don't like to appreciate each other. And the way some people were up against Kibe, the day Kibe you try to put the host, because everyone knows here on Twitter that Kibe is the king of hosts of X spaces. And the way guys were coming out here with try to bring Kibe down is the same, I think, the mentality that guys are having out here. I want to say that this is a revolution of the mind. It doesn't matter who is the president. Yes, we might be out here saying Ruto must go and everything else, but first of all, can we first of all remove our mentality? Can we change our mentality first of all? Because if we can come against Kibe in such a way, because Kibe is not a politician, Kibe was not our problem. Even Osama guys, I want you to understand some of these things. You know, this is a Babylonian system. I don't have a problem with any government blogger or whoever is doing this or that. Let everyone has their own opinion. Let everyone air their opinion. We are changing this country. And if someone has a different opinion from you, can we learn to respect each other? Let every opinion be brought on the table. This lynching mentality, mob justice should first of all stop. Because we'll need everyone, we'll need every opinion. Even in the new republic that we are dreaming all of us to have, we are going to have opposition. We're going to have different opinions. Because I've seen a lot of agendas traveling here and there. I've seen a lot of hatred. I've seen a lot of anger. And some of this anger is being directed in the wrong places. So right now, we want to bring Kibe down. I don't know, we want to bring Africa down. I don't know, we want to kill Osama. I don't know. Can we focus now? Guys, we need to focus on what we want to do. We want to change our country. And first of all, can I tell you, uko mashinani, I come from Muranga. And unazenda uko hivyo, you find that how people are thinking is very, very different from what we are talking online. So we need to have civic education. We need, first of all, to change our thinking, because now we want to make sure that the political class are also in line with what we are thinking. Sina mengi Kibe.
Hello? Can you hear me, Maina?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Thank you, Maina. And you know, the thing about it is, just mute your mic for a second.
Okay.
So the thing about it is, and I remember this happened in 1990, is it 94, 93, with the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, South Africa. What was it called? Not, what was the guy called? Desmond Tutu. Desmond Tutu had a thing, it was called Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Because after the apartheid and when they got their independence from the Boers, they realized that there was still a lot of hate. There was so much hate. And this hate was not good for governance, was not good for the country. The country cannot continue with hate. The country cannot continue operating from a point of hate, because what happens is everything becomes violent. Anything becomes violent. Now today, MOH, there's a threat that MOH, that protest will become violent. So the country becomes completely ungovernable. But we must stop the hate. So there's no other conversation that should go on, because everybody wants to bring in their own, their own issue. Oh, we have at MOH today. Tomorrow we shall be at Kupet. We shall be with the Cusco. We shall be with this. We shall be with that. So all these issues are normal day-to-day issues, but they cannot be handled from a point of anger or from a point of hate, or even in any emotion whatsoever. We cannot be emotional about this. So we must come back to our center as men. And I'm not talking to the women. The women are going to follow the men wherever the men decide to go. You know that. The women will always go with the winners. When you go to the club today, if Kenya Kwanza has won, there'll be women with Kenya Kwanza. If you go to the club today, ODM has won, there'll be women with ODM. Women always go where the men have won. So it is up to us as men to win, and to win the right way. so that you can sleep at night. We cannot continue killing ourselves. We cannot continue killing the best of us. It is, bro, and I'm talking for myself. I'm not even talking for anybody else. I'm talking for myself. Because I have seen what we have done to me. Now, me being the strong guy that I am, I can talk about it, I can resist it, I can say, fuck you. What about somebody else who's just starting off? Somebody who has the best intention, somebody who's in his early 20s, somebody who has not grown a thick skin, somebody whose backbone is still developing, and you kill that person. I get there is that. It's all fair in love and war, right? But we cannot continue. So when today I started, I said, you know what? I realized we fucked up Eliud Kipchoge, and I was not among them. But I take responsibility because it's a very Kenyan thing that we do. And you can see on my TL, people saying, who, me? I never did it. You did it. You apologized by yourself. No, it was not me. Me, I never did anything. So we are denying the thing that we did a few months ago. And you expect that today you're going to move on into something else while you're denying the evil that is inside you, that is inherent inside you, that you meted out on an innocent man a few months back. No, not me. Me, I was not there. I was not there. Me, I didn't do it. You did it, so you apologize. We sound like children.
Symbolic display
Eliud Kipchoge needs an apology from each and every one of us in this country, because the ones who were attacking him were not stopped by us. We never stopped them. We should have stopped them and told them, no, you shall not do this. Not to this one. It's time to stand up to these bullies, these online bullies who are threatening the lives of people. Because if you cannot do this now, you want to tell me that you're going to be given a position and people allow you to execute your mandate? How?
As well as to the leadership of both houses from the majority.
How are you going to be given any job and people allow you to do your job? Because they'll come into your office and do the same thing that they did to Eliud Kipchoge. One wrong move. One wrong move.
Your Excellency, you'll open.
And if you hear my conversation, the reason why I am still going to go after Osama is because Osama became a weasel. Him hosting the president, that's not a problem. In fact, kudos to him. You can host anybody you want. Nobody should tell you what to do, Osama. But the fact that you were a weasel and never came back to say you were a weasel is why I will never stop going after you until you...
Your Excellency, you are most graciously invited to make a few remarks. I thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellencies, the former Prime Minister and our former Vice President, all distinguished guests, including our honorable speakers, Your Excellency, your assent to the IEBC Amendment Bill, being the first of the National Dialogue Committee report bills, one of the 9 bills, Your Excellency, marks the beginning of a very important process to our country in the reconstitution of a new IEBC Commission. Your Excellency, let me take this opportunity to assure you and the country that all the other 8 bills that emanated from the NADCO report are in process in both houses. We have divided the bills between the 2 houses of Parliament, and I want to give all of you assurances of both houses that we shall expedite in the processing of these bills with top priority. Your Excellency, in conclusion, let me just say that this assent of this bill not only marks a hallmark in our nation's endeavor to reconstitute a new IEBC, but also buttresses the importance of dialogue in our country, because these bills have emanated from a process where we all came together as a country to dialogue, and through dialogue we've been able to surmount most of the challenges that faced our country at the time we came together as NADCO.